Arlong Park, a place you can take your friends and family if you want a budget and can't go to Disney World. Instead of Mickey Mouse, you got Arlong. For real though, Arlong was the most wanted dude in all the East Blue and had a career going for himself. Dude was charging villagers every month like they was paying for a Netflix subscription minus the Netflix part. Under his terms, they were actually paying between 50k to 100k berries as tribute just to live. Had Arlong swimming in money since nobody was strong enough to oppose him. At least until the GOAT Luffy rolled up. Funniest part is, Luffy didn't even know who Arlong was. Bro skipped the whole Yap session cutscene Nami's sister Nojiko gave about Arlong's history, and he walked off to Kokoyashi village because he was bored. Now, when Luffy found Nami at the village crying, asking for help, that's when you knew it was GG's, because he called up the whole Straw Hat gang to pull up for revenge and snapped one of the cleanest group photos in all of anime history. Usopp posted up, Sanji smoking the Arlong pack, Luffy himself walking into frame, and Zoro, he honestly looked like he was asleep. Luffy ain't even know the reason Nami was crying, yet he wanted to stand on business. In short, Arlong swore that he would give freedom to all of Kokoyashi village if Nami paid up 100 million berries. Whipping out a calculator, I still don't even know the conversion rate to real money, but it gotta be a boatload since it took 8 years of finessing for Nami to save up. When she was finally ready to cash in, Arlong had the most genius big brain play of all time. This dude got some corrupted marines to confiscate all of Nami's treasure before she could even make the deal. As fucked up as it is, he technically didn't break his promise. Nami did not read the fine print. I'd be heated. 8 years of life wasted. Then again, I wouldn't have hit 100 million berries in the most obvious place imaginable. The tangerine orchard is literally right next to her house, so Nami kinda stupid for that one. Anyways, when the village heard Arlong fleeced her, they all started their own raid on Arlong Park. Shout out to Kokoyashi village for being real, but they honestly had no chance against the Arlong Pirates. Luckily, the Straw Hat crew was walking in at the same time. Cameraman capturing multiple angles, front, back, left, and right side views. The villagers who were ready to raid like 2 seconds ago, they had to chill out because they knew Luffy's squad was about to start one of the craziest Straw Hat jump-ins in East Blue history. Like he was a wall breaker from Clash of Clans, Luffy punched a hole right through the side of Arlong Park. Hey, which one of you is Arlong? What's up, pal? You gotta go through us first. Man, bro, Luffy clocked both them goons without even trying. Arlong, up tall at 8'7", captain of the Arlong Pirates and bounty of 20 million berries, the highest in the East Blue for the time. As soon as Luffy figured out who Arlong was, he didn't even hesitate to punch dude right in the mouth to send him rolling and crashing into the base wall. Some of Arlong's crew tried to jump Luffy in retaliation, but Sanji made quick work of them, kicking everyone to the ground as the rest of the squad pulled in for the stare down.
Oh shit! He just one-punch-man Arlong! I think it's the Avengers!
The villagers were glazing the Straw Hat, seeing how easily they wiped out half the fishmen, only to almost instantly change their expressions when they saw the next opponent, a giant sea cow, probably the distant cousin to the sea bear. Usopp was crapping his pants, but everyone else in the crew was unfazed because they had already smoked the same cow when they first came to the island. Cow was actually so scared, he started crying and tried to head out like nobody would notice. Arlong must have threatened on the spot to turn him to a fish steak, so Buddy had to lock in. Big Cow charged at the Straw Hats. Fishman by his side ready to jump too, so Luffy got a special move ready to take everyone out all at once. Planted his feet into the ground, twisted his body while grabbing the sea cow by the horns, then let himself unwind to knock a bunch of the fishmen out and send the cow flying away. Bodies were scattered all over. Even the sea cow needed reviving. Only problem was now that Luffy's feet were stuck in the ground. You can't make this shit up. Bro was free eats, so Hachi the octopus squirted his ink directly at Bro for a blindness debuff. Must have been super effective like a Pokemon move because Luffy was screaming. Hachi tried to end One Piece early by smashing a humongous chunk of rubble on Bro's head, but Sanji fortunately clutched up again by crumbling it to smithereens. It could have been an easy 4v3 in favor of the Straw Hats. However, Arlong had the street smarts. He looked ready to start boxing when he approached Luffy, so bro swung at him. Peep the nonchalant grin before the attack hits. That's how you know he's planning something devious. Luffy missed the left hook, giving Arlong the perfect opportunity to get the grab. He flipped the piece of floor Luffy was stuck to in the ground and prepared to toss it into the pool. Would have had Luffy looking like that one skeleton underwater, cause with the devil fruit, there's no way out of this one. Arlong was laughing too, so Luffy went for a low jab to the mouth to shut him up, leading to an easy punch attack. I don't know what bro was thinking trying to punch the shark in the mouth. Luffy followed up with his own bite to try and get free, which led to Arlong tossing him into the pool. Usopp, Sanji, and Zoro spend like 5 minutes in Frieza time fighting for Luffy to get free, but when he does finally get back above water, that's when the main showdown actually began. Straight out of the air. First move was a head smash right to Arlong's dome to guarantee CTE in his future. Sidestep combo kick into a gum pistol gut punch, and then started spamming square for melee damage. He was throwing 100 punches a second, and it sent Arlong crashing into a building. The crowd was in disbelief, but Arlong was still chilling. Was that supposed to hurt me? You should have just stayed down on the sea floor. Nah, I like it up here better. Bro, Luffy was doing stretches like it was another Tuesday night at the gym, and even started trolling Arlong. Do you know the difference between you and I? Probably the nose. You do got a big mouth. Oh yeah, I don't got them web hands. Arlong's racist? Luffy triggered Arlong so bad, he went feral. Tried chomping down on Luffy multiple times, missing though, as Buddy dodged and pulled his own head out of the way. His teeth ain't no joke either, cause they crushed through a stone pillar, taking part of a building down. Almost like he planned it, because Arlong started yapping like an actual racist about how fishmen are superior to humans. They have stronger teeth, can breathe underwater, physically better, blah blah blah, and you know what? He's absolutely right. Luffy ain't give a shit though, so Arlong got mad and he straight torpedoed him trying to tear his head off. Luffy started fighting back with some swords he found on the floor, not even close to Zoro tier. He gotta be the worst sword fighter we've ever seen. He was swinging like a child until Arlong stripped the sword with his nose. Sword swing number 2, and Arlong caught, then shattered the blade with his mouth. He was cheesing a little too long after that play because Luffy got a clean punch off square in the jaw. Teeth shattering right hook would have forced any normal person to get dentures after that, but Arlong was able to regrow them easy. He even grew 2 extra sets just to use as weapons. Launched a shark attack on Luffy and he was dodging like his life depended on it. One misstep and it led to a fury of Arlong's attacks. Everyone thought he was getting turned to ground meat. You know the fishmen gonna be buying that up at the Kokoyashi Village supermarket the next day. Nobody could bear to watch because they all thought Luffy was done. But it turns out, Arlong actually forgot to turn off friendly fire since his own teammate was the one he was chomping on. Like he was face to face with Luffy. I don't know how he fucked up the wrong guy by mistake. Now Arlong was heated. Started ranting about fishmen again, and also hit a couple poses for IG as he prepared to fight Luffy for another round. Off the rip, commenced another shark attack, but Luffy outplayed and kicked the teeth out of Arlong's mouth. Not that crazy since he could grow more, although this time around, Luffy actually wanted the chompers for himself. Like he actually put the whole grill in his mouth. Bro was a little too happy with himself, and Arlong was not having it. Spam Bailey attacks, and Arlong managed to finally land a chomp on Luffy. Any longer, and Arlong would have been feasting, so Luffy bit him with his own teeth. Same energy as Goku when he be biting his enemies mid-battle. Luffy was so cracked out, he started laughing. Honestly, if I'm Arlong in this fight, I would have waved my white flag for real. Arlong got a career to manage though, so he charged Luffy and got a mouthful of elbow. He was biting down on Luffy's arm like it was a chicken wing from KFC. Snacking mid-battle is crazy, so Luffy grabbed him by the weave and body slammed Arlong into the pavement. Almost qualified for a KO, but not quite. Luffy managed to get up no problem, barely reacting to ripping a set of shark teeth out of his side. Looking around though, Arlong's body was nowhere to be seen. Job not finished. Pro tip, if you searching for a shark, the first place you should be looking is in a body of water. Luffy clueless as fuck though.
Hey, look, a shark!
Bruh.
Fool somehow forgot he was throwing hands with Arlong because his torpedo attack from the water got him completely off guard. Arlong kept spamming the attack and Luffy was forced into a quick time event. Dodged the first nosedive, straight to the side for the next one, but missed time the third round and went flying. Another direct hit would be GG, so Luffy went on the defensive. Next time Arlong used a torpedo attack, he actually managed to intercept it. Arlong thought it was a fluke, so he dove towards Luffy once more, only to get caught like a fish in a net. Put Arlong in a freefall, multiple backflips, which was kind of unnecessary, and kick smash to the ground. I think he got it.
It's a victory royale. Sharks brigade.
Them side characters always be celebrating before the fight's even done. Arlong still had one more round in him like Vince Carter. Grabbed Luffy by the noggin and started spinning him around like a toy. Threw the body away like Andy from Toy Story and took the opportunity to get hold of his personal sword. That thing was humongous. He went to strike Luffy and bro had to dodge, else he would have got the Frieza treatment. Luffy was scaling the tower while evading the attacks. Arlong went for the head, but Luffy ducked into a building for cover. The place he popped into, it was Nami's map room. Same place where she was labored into making all her maps for Arlong. Remember, Luffy ain't even know the reason Nami was crying yet, so Arlong was practically snitching on himself when he explained his reasons for using Nami. Since she was a child, he'd been abusing her all this time just to make maps for him. After Luffy heard all that, he was pissed. Arlong's blade was still around his head, so he crushed it with his bare hands. You would think he'd start laying the smackdown on Arlong here. However, instead, Luffy began launching desks, papers, and 8 years worth of map work out the window. Arlong tried swiping him, but accidentally cut up even more of the maps. He snatched Luffy by the neck and chokeslammed him to the wall like Itachi versus Sasuke. Ain't even matter though, since Luffy was still knocking stuff out. So Arlong, he took a giant bite out of his neck. It's the death under normal circumstances, but Luffy built different, gripping onto Arlong's nose and breaking it like a Kit Kat ball. You gotta get a whole professional to bend that shit back into place. Luffy was giving the death stare, and that's when you know it's about to be game over. Shot his foot up into the air through the roof while Arlong spun around towards him with his final torpedo spin attack. Nowhere to run, so Luffy had to tank the attack, teeth sinking into his stomach. Arlong's move was super effective, though Luffy's leg came down just in time for the finishing stomp. Sent Arlong all the way down to floor 1, no elevator needed. His stomp was so strong, Arlong Park came crashing down with the year's worth of work he had invested into it. Destructive finish. Arlong was packed up and it was official. Standing on top, Luffy ended Arlong's career. That's it for this one. If you want similar content, make sure to peep my page for more videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and comment what you're trying to see in the future. That's it. I will see y'all in the next one.
Work, no rest. Yeah, that's how you become the best. Yeah, this ain't checkers, it's chess.